Goff, says this text.
Oh,
How
really?
rude is that, Goff?
Well, I'm used to it in this office.
Goff, give yourself a shake. Spurs over England is a step up. Are you English? Are you an Englishman?
When did I say it was a step up? What I said it's a totally different style of management. Managing international level is totally different to managing at club level. It's lots of difference. Big difference. I mean, I've talked about the organisation skills there when you go on international duty. He gets a short period of time with them and he has to turn it around pretty quickly, and he's done a really good job with that. He's good with the media. He got the media on side. Absolutely fantastic. That's the great part, what Gareth Southgate does well. I mean, domestically, he could be at a club that is run by cash. It's not internationally, is it? Internationally, he's got the players. There it is. So if he was struggling domestically, in the transfer windows, he can go out and try and buy their way out of it. As a club, as a manager, you can look around players. You've got scouts looking around for the type of player you might need, and you can bring them in to help you. You can't do that internationally. You've got the same group of players, you know what I mean? And you stick with them. There's I could go on and on and on. There's so many differences.
There's a world of difference, you're right.
But managing domestically, for me, is a bigger job than managing internationally. The pressures are different internationally because you've got the whole nation wanting you to get result after result after result. But let's be honest, qualifiers should be a no-brainer for any England team in the qualifiers, and they have been.
And tournament-wise, he's done all right so far.
And tournament-wise, he's done okay. And that's when the pressure comes around. But when it comes down to domestic football, the pressure is from your own fans in the ground, which is... it can be fierce.
Yeah,
as well.
no, I get that. But I don't see any reason to say he couldn't do it. He has done it before, wasn't successful, but then does everybody have to be successful with every single job? Can not learn from mistakes? And he watches a lot of players abroad and domestically as well. So he'll have a good knowledge of all the players.
You see this? Get real. How can you even mention Ajax in the same breath as Spurs? Did they get invited to join the Super League?
That's got
to be fair,
ironic.
they did, didn't they?
Ajax, don't think so.
They did.
Did they?
Not in the original. They were considering an offer, so they did. They did get offered. I think there was a few. I think Ajax were one of those clubs.
Andy's a Liverpool fan. How you doing, Andy?
Hey up, Adrian. Right, Southgate. Wow. If I'm a Spurs fan, I'm going to be as underwhelmed as the time that we got Roy Hodgson in. Absolutely, it's going to feel so underwhelming. I mean, you're to the point then that he's a World Cup semi-finalist, which you can only play what's in front of you. I agree, but if you scratch the surface off it a little bit, the currency that he got from that ain't all that great. I mean, look at the time we finally started to play some proper teams.
Did you enjoy it, Andy? Did you enjoy it?
Enjoy what? Sorry.
The run to the World Cup semi-final. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, of course I did. But at the same time, I sort of, as soon as we drew a decent side, I was like, you know what's coming. And again, I know we're going back a few years when he was manager at Middlesbrough, but some of the worst football I've ever seen.
That was the start, though, was it? Yeah, that'd be harsh to give him up at the start. It'd be like judging. Hang on, it'd be like judging Gary Neville, wouldn't it, on his one spell in management? I think he's got a better football brain than that. You need a couple of goes at it to see if you're going to be a success as a manager. Good one here, actually, Aid, from Matt James. He sent it to you as well there regarding Southgate. Chris Coleman, similar club management history, got to the finals, obviously the Euros, and where was he last seen?
Sunderland. Well, in this country, he was at Sunderland, and it really went badly.
There's a difference. There is a difference. It's
a huge difference.
So that's why, for me, it's a step up, and it's a massive gamble to go down that route.
Let's speak to Howard, a Spurs fan. How you doing, Howard?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
No problem.
Listen, I've been a Tottenham fan since I was 8 years old, and to be honest, we should be grateful for any manager like Southgate because we ain't the team we think we are. You know, this idea that Tottenham are a great team, it's just not true. You know, the owners don't want to put any money in. So as long as you've got owners what ain't putting the money in, you ain't going to be classed as a top team like your Chelseas and your Man Cities. So we need to get a reality check. We are just a mediocre team going along mediocrely. We're not going to the top. We need to get that straight. So to be honest, in terms of Southgate, we should be grateful to get with someone like Southgate.
100% agree with you, Howard. And this is where Spurs fans do need to wake up. They're not big payers. They had some good times under Harry because of Bale. They had some good times under Poch, mainly because of Harry Kane. And they've got a very, very good stadium. But what else? Nothing.
They're not good payers.
They've not good payers compared to some of the others. The top clubs, they do not pay anything like
coming
what they
from
pay.
Al, he said the difference is with Tottenham, they might not pay the basic right up there with some of the big clubs, but you can earn a lot of money. They have big bonus
if they win
incentives.
Stuff. They don't win stuff.
Big bonuses, win percentage.
If they get in the top 4, they don't get in there.
Goals scored. Harry Kane, I'm sure, is quite comfortable what he's probably earning at Tottenham. Mourinho was probably quite comfortable with what he was earning at Tottenham. Not big payers.
With respect,
Bale is earning a decent whack.
Yeah, but they're not paying his full wage. That's the point.
They're not paying 600 grand, but they're paying about 200 grand of it.
If Harry Kane moves, as we think he might do this summer, do you think he'll earn more money elsewhere? Nailed on, he will. They're not the big payers like City, like the top European clubs, like United, like Chelsea. They do not pay that kind of money. That is a fact. And if it's down to bonuses on what they might win or where they might finish, they ain't going to get any bonuses. Look, Nagelsmann didn't even think twice. It was not a competition. Bayern Munich or Spurs. It's laughable. It's actually a joke. So Spurs need that caller. He's spot on. Howard's spot on. They've got to start shopping in they supermarkets.
No, that's rubbish. That's not a shock. If you were to ask you, and you have to ask me and ask people in there, if they had the opportunity at this moment in time to manage Tottenham or Bayern Munich, I think most people would say Bayern Munich.
Right. So they don't go for the top managers. They're not going to get them.
They're
What's
just
the point?
They're just below that top
Well,
group.
are they? Ten Hag, right? For example, Nagelsmann's just left Leipzig to go to Bayern Munich. That's the kind of club Ten Hag would go to. Leipzig, a club that's regularly in the Champions League, and Spurs are not. They're not going to go to Spurs. The top managers will not go to Spurs. You're living in the past, mate.
Well,
because Spurs used to be.
We'll see who they attract,
great.
won't we? Let's see.
Well, we will, yeah. They attracted Mourinho.
Well, they
last
won't
time.
have you because you think they should go for Southgate.
And what are you saying about Southgate?
I just don't think that's the right job for him. Now, if it was Brighton and Potter went somewhere else, or he went to Southampton, or I can see him making a difference. I can see him coaching the youngster, bringing them through like he's done all the way through his career as a coach. That's what he likes to do.
He got the best out of Dele Alli.
That's what he likes. That's what he likes to do.
Goals out of Kane.
That would be a better move for Gareth Southgate if I was advising him than going straight in at the deep end and trying to get
deep end Spurs
because they're a club. you're actually summing it up really well, actually, because you're saying the fans. Most of the fans believe they are huge. They're huge. They should be a top 4, right? So the pressure of Southgate going to Tottenham and thinking he can get into top 4 while working with the youngsters and the youth, that's not happening. It'd be the wrong move for him at this stage of his career. The move for him is go to a club that's got a little bit of room for error and he can work with the youngsters and he's not going to get the sack after 10 bad games.